Duck, duck, duck,
All right, now
duck,
try again.
duck, duck, goose.
Wow.
Nothing.
Nothing. Try
But
this one.
are we still echoing? We're not, Dave.
No,
Dave, we're not echoing.
we're not.
Uh, so all we have to do is get rid of Jeremy and
What happens when three high school friends reunite during a Trump apocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
What if I were the sad loser all along?
You are watching Generation Exile.
well, for the show, Jeremy and I were talking about how we just obviously spoke a few days ago, and I was worried we might not have enough to talk about, but it turns out we have a ton to talk about because we barely scratched the surface on Iran. Obviously, that's continuing to be a big deal. Did you guys hear about the five refueling tankers that got hit in a drone strike in Saudi
Yes,
Arabia?
I did.
I thought it was 6 guys on one fuel tanker. It was 5 fuel tankers that got hit.
Two different
No, no, no.
stories.
Two
Okay.
different stories. The one downed refueling tanker, which was not hit by a missile or anything. That was some other accident that crashed in Iraq. That was one story. And then the other story was there was an Iranian drone strike on a U.S. military base in Saudi Arabia, and they hit and damaged five refueling tankers. These are monstrous planes that refuel jets midair, and they're tremendous and very expensive. Nobody was killed, but five of those out of commission. That's kind of a big deal for Central Command. Can they manage without them? Yeah, but it's just we're starting to take some hits, and it's going to be interesting to see how much more we have to pay in blood and treasure.
We've been taking hits since the beginning. It's just not getting reported, you know?
And they don't want it reported is the
No,
latest.
no. I mean, the financial mathematics of this war are astronomically on the side of the Iranians. Like it was like, what, they have their little drone machines, their suicide drones, which cost them maybe 50,000 a pop. And we're sending two or three $1 million a piece interceptor missiles to take them out.
Yeah.
And we only have a finite supply of these. But I'm getting ahead of
Yes.
myself because we got to go back to those 5 planes that were hit.
Yes.
Because there's collateral damage to those that I just read about this morning, which is the licenses of news organizations to report on such things.
Yes.
Um,
Brendan
so-
Carr is who
yeah.
you're talking
So
about.
it started. So Wall Street Journal put a headline up that said 5 American whatevers hit in drone attack in Saudi Arabia, which Trump then Truth Social, like the fucking rancid, festering, maniacal sore that he is, started ranting that was a misleading statement because they weren't destroyed and they weren't shot down, which the headline never said they were. And then Brendan Carr took that ball and ran with it and was like, "Hey, Daddy, watch what I do," and started saying that news organizations were going to have their license revoked if they were going to have biased reporting like that. So that's where we're at.
I was joking today that Brendan Carr should get gas stations to put a fake price on the gas is the same thing as what he's doing with,
Right.
with the TV networks, because it's like
Yeah.
he doesn't want us to report on the negativity of the war. Well, one of the hugest problems that Americans are going to suffer is the price of gas, as the Strait of Hormuz is currently controlled by the Iranian, what's left of them government that Trump keeps claiming we've won the war, but they've shut down all traffic in the Strait of Hormuz, where it's a major artery for just about everything, gas to products
Yeah.
to
20% of the world's energy between natural gas and oil alone, let alone other, commerce, traverses the Strait of Hormuz, which is a
Right.
very narrow waterway we talked about last time. It's 22 miles wide at the narrowest point, and it's right off the coast of Iran. So it's very easy for them to threaten that area with mining, with drone strikes, like you were saying, a $50,000 drone on a multi-million dollar, tanker vessel. The mathematics don't add up to taking the risk that the tanker's going to take the hit, so they don't go at all. And
worse
then
than
traffic stops
yeah.
and
Well,
production stops too. So these
yes.
countries don't have alternate output venues if they can't move the oil through the strait. So
China and
they have to
Russia
shut
get
down
their oil.
production.
China and
And
Russia
it,
get their oil from Iran. Those are two of the countries that rely on Iran. I believe we do not get our oil from Iran. We get it probably from the Saudis or whatever. But the funny thing about this is that Trump's FCC chief is worried about the news organizations reporting the loss in the war when all you need to do is read Trump's Truth Social posts to know that we're losing the war. In a succession of 3 posts, he was demanding that all of the countries of the world help solve the problem of the Strait of Hormuz. And last week he was saying we don't need anybody. So, and this is after saying we've won the war at least 9 separate times in the last
right,
week.
mission accomplished.
So if you really want to know that what's happening in negative land for the war in Iran, just read what Trump's writing because he's pretty much admitting that we're fucked.
Yeah.
Well, the narrative keeps changing, not just for the cause of the war, but it's hard to believe what comes out of the White House press room on the facts. And this war, more than any other conflict I can remember in history, in my experience, I don't know what's going on. And I'm getting very mixed messages from both sides. It's not because I'm not paying attention. I hear in some corners that, Iranian army regulars are, dropping their guns and quitting service and that people are celebrating in the streets. But I hear also that, thousands of people came out in support of the new supreme leader. And it seems very difficult for me to put my finger up in the air and see which way this is going or which way it has gone. Um, I don't know. You guys share that observation?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
The
absolutely.
course.
misinformation is pervasive. That's part of
We're
the
as
problem.
bad as Iran at this point. I mean, you can't trust the Iranian media to know what's happening because it's
No,
been and
they're
always has
only putting
been
out propaganda.
propaganda, and now that's true of right-wing media, and now the proliferation of billionaire Trump allies taking over traditional media outlets like CBS, now CNN, that you can't believe even our media telling you what's happening. And the truth of it is, the casualty numbers are just going to go up. There's no end game for this war. They don't even want to call it a war. They're calling it,
And it's an excursion.
it's an excursion, right? It's like a he's using the wrong word.
Grand diversion.
Yeah.
uh, and this could go on for a decade, you know? If if he declares a state of emergency and stops the midterm elections because of the war that he doesn't want to end, that we don't know that we're losing, that he keeps saying we won, and there's gas, where does this shit end, So
Yeah.
it,
Well, not having a strategy thought out ahead of time, it's very difficult to say because it seems they're making it up as it goes along. My brother Tom came up with what I got to say is I think a pretty great idea for a potential solution to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But it involves cooperation with China. But I think that is at least possible due to the mutual self-interest that both sides share in reopening the strait. We clearly don't have the vessel and naval power to open the strait on our own. That's why Trump is crying out for help. But China, I think, has probably more than enough ships to do the job. And I think if we cooperated with them, they bring a ton of ships over to the strait, traffic flows, everybody gets back to business.
Trump
And the
asked
U.S.
China in one of his posts today. He said, hopefully, China, France, Japan, South Korea, the UK, and others that are affected by this artificial constraint will send ships to the area so that Hormuz Strait will no longer be a threat by a nation that has been totally decapitated. So I think Trump is also reading the tea leaves of China, the Chinese tea, that he needs their help in this situation. But, who
Yeah.
wants to help this guy? People are like one by one saying, yeah, yeah, no, we're good. France, no thanks. The UK, no thanks. Because he spent like the last few weeks insulting the allies. Actually, the last months, if not years, insulting our allies, threatening to pull out of NATO, like laying
Yeah.
the groundwork to not have groundwork for this war that he started for no reason other than to cover up his child rape. So it, we find ourselves alone in the world. And listen, I don't want a single U.S. troop to die on the battlefield for an unjust war waged by a complete incompetent. Uh, but the fact is that we put this guy in power, and we, not me, but we, and until we take him out of power, until the right wing that is disillusioned by their leader's choice of bombing Iran sort of joins the left and stops this guy's run, we're stuck with Pete Hegseth making military decisions, a Fox News weekend anchor with a fucking, boner for blood and religious
Hey, hey,
dogma.
hey! He was a major in the Army Reserves, so
Yeah.
not everybody reaches the rank of major. Just so you know.
I had a good idea, which I'm launching as a funny tomorrow. There was like a picture of Donald Trump floating around on Twitter in his military academy days in full regala and uniform. Did either of you see that float by?
No.
He went to military academy or military school at age 12 because he was a fuck up. So they put him in military school, and in military school they wear some semblance of a military, uniform.
Yeah.
And he posted a picture of Fred Trump, Mary Trump, and he in his uniform with some message of like, strong military, and like you could see all the like the former military or present military, guys that don't support him, like stolen valor, like this guy's a fucking asshole. He went to military school. He didn't serve a day in his life. He was deferred 5 times from Vietnam and all this shit.
Right.
So I climbed into one of my favorite childhood films, March of the Wooden Soldiers. I don't know if you remember that film.
I love that one, of course.
The denouement
Laurel and Hardy.
of Laurel and Hardy's March of the Wooden Soldiers is that they start pushing the buttons on the back of these like incorrectly designed soldiers who save the day.
Yeah.
So mine is called March of the Wooden Soldier, where he is their only option, and he's in his regala, and it does star Laurel and Hardy, who I've recreated
Oh my
with
God.
AI software. That's tomorrow's treat. But
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I think the factory was tasked with making 600 1-foot toy wooden soldiers,
that's right.
and instead they made 100
Yeah.
6-foot
Yes,
toy soldiers.
and Santa Claus was pissed. So a childhood favorite. But yeah, we're being like run by maybe the most incompetent, dumbest people possible. They're inevitably going to get Americans killed. They're going to screw up the economy. The world economy is fucked. And until someone stops this guy, he's just going to, keep making bad decision after bad decision.
I'm particularly troubled by the gamification of this war that we see coming out of the White House in the videos they put together, clips from Call of Duty, and making it sound all glamorous and lovely. That's some scary stuff. I understand, there's rah rah, go army stuff, but I don't. It makes me very uncomfortable and it creeps me out because war is not fun. War is not something we march to singing. I think war is something you do because you have to do it because it's a matter of survival, because you cannot bear the alternative. And to make light of it, to glorify it and gamify it is, something only a true non-veteran would do.
The Lee Greenwoodification of the country. Do you know who that is, Mike?
Proud to be an American.
Yeah. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I know that song.
Lee Greenwood wrote that song. It started off as like an anthem for the right, and MAGA adopted it. But it is sort of symbolic of this kind of mentality where patriotism is now like used as a cudgel and not as a unifier.
Yeah.
It's almost like sung in people's faces, and it's not about being proud to be an American. It's about proud to be in power.
Yeah.
So that's what I think we're
Exactly,
seeing with those
because
videos you're talking about.
and we're ruled by, not just someone who's incompetent, but he positions himself as the great divider. And he runs his whole game by separating people who are loyal and people who are not. And he wants to troll, hate on, and punish and retaliate against the people who do not support him. And those that support him, he wants to enrich and advance and profit. And this is not at all what this country has ever been about until now. And now apparently we're all about it. It's not Trump's fault that everyone is getting on board with it, and that Marco Rubio is putting on oversized Florsheim shoes, and that
That's right.
all the other Epstein alumni, walk the halls of the White House now.
It's been
This is what
Brendan
the people
Carr,
voted for.
the aforementioned head of the FCC that Dave mentioned, is wearing a golden Donald Trump face pin as part of his costuming or his costume jewelry.
That's classy.
Yeah,
That's classy.
I
It
get
better be
annoyed
real
when I see
gold.
I get annoyed when I see the American flag lapel pin. I was like, yeah,
right.
I
You
mean,
were base level hating on American patriotism before
Well,
Lee
just-
Greenwood's stupid song came out.
no, it's not patriotism. It's performative patriotism.
Performative,
Like,
right?
because
Yeah, I don't
everybody
disagree.
it was like one person wore those those lapel flag pins in the 90s. I don't even know who it was, but
Yeah,
he was a patriot
Yeah.
or whoever, he was into it, like, oh, I love this flag, and then 9/11 happened and everybody put them on, like, see,
Right.
I'm not a terrorist, see,
yeah.
and
Well-
now it's a requirement. And so now, like, that the Democrats wear it, I guess Republicans have to go one step further and put Donald Trump's face on it to prove their real patriotism.
I went to these like right wing conferences when I was making the movie Evocateur about Morton Downey Jr. I went to one called Right Online, which was like a internet conference for conservative voices, and another I went to CPAC, which is the annual conservative PAC meeting, and in both cases, the amount of people I saw wearing like American flag blouse or clothing that had been they took the U.S. Constitution and turned it into like a blouse was just like not nauseating.
Yeah.
It was like a party co-opting our symbols of our democracy as like apparel, and it just was disgusting. It's like ridiculous. I mean,
Garish.
if you want to, garish. If you want to carry a copy of the Constitution in your breast pocket, by all means do so. I think that maybe is a valuable thing to have handy, should you need it. But if you're gonna fucking put it across like it's the Izod alligator or or a champion sweatshirt of yesteryear, that's a different story. That's you being performative, as Dave said, and fuck you and your stupid blouse.
I mean, unless you want like proof all the time, be like, listen, officer, Article 4 right here, no illegal search and seizure.
Yeah,
Um,
But-
I have it in writing.
but most of
Now,
that shit's
I'm not
made
somebody-
in China.
yeah. Well, and I'm not someone who really gives a shit about like flag code and respecting the intangible whatever, but the people who are like all flag waving are desecrating those things. Like Pete Hegseth with his, like, he's got an American flag liner for his jacket.
Right.
Yeah.
If you love the flag so much, why aren't you following the rules of flag code? You
Yeah.
know?
Or
It's-
Trump when he humps the fucking thing at his rallies. He's put
Oh, that's okay though.
his full-on
yeah.
balls
It's an old
against it.
it's an old loophole where the flag could stand in as one of your slaves, so you got to hump it whenever you wanted.
Oh, yeah, my baby. I can't get enough of your love. Baby, 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 better get here fast. 'Cause you got me standing here at full mast.
Did we all hear Trump talking about a girl of age?
Yes,
this
I
week?
did hear that.
No, I didn't.
I
missed that.
A 6-year-old, I think.
Yeah, it had something to do with the voter ID law. He was explaining how, I don't even remember what the context was, but we could pull up a clip.
Found
but
it.
He was talking about. Did you find it?
No, you just said the actual context. That was what happened. It was about voter law. You had it.
Like voter ID, but, it can be given to you by your daughter. Your daughter, she has to be of age, like above 6 years old, she's allowed to say.
But then I don't know why he started talking about like it can be given to you by your daughter. But she has to be of age, at least 6 years old, is what he said.
What?
The reason you don't know is because you haven't experienced sundowning quite. So you don't have that logical leap to that from the other thing. But yeah, it was disgusting, and it just, anything he says that involves underage is icky, knowing what we know.
Yeah, he should just stop talking about girls altogether.
Yeah. I was reading, and this is all interweb conspiracies, but there's belief that poor Ivanka, his own daughter, has been victim to his shenanigans, and that's gaining steam. And
did you see the video of her giving her bedroom tour, where
that's
she
the
kind
one
of
I saw.
dissociates? It's it's an interesting moment. You can't pinpoint it. It might not necessarily have been him. It could have been anybody, but something. Mike, I could see by your face you don't know what we're talking about. She was giving an interview. I forget for who, but she was showing her through like her old bedroom in Trump Tower where she grew up. And she was like, yeah, this is my bedroom. Like you could see my Madonna poster and my Bon Jovi poster. And, this is my bed. It's a little too small for me now. And then she just quiets down and stares off into space. Something has preoccupied her mind about something that happened in the bed, perchance. And then she snaps to and she's like,
goodness.
and look at the view out my window. So,
that was one of the weird disassociation moments of the week. The other was Scott Bessent. Did you see that one?
Yeah, this is a good one. Let's watch this.
Yeah, we got to find that. Hold on a second. Bessent
This
shaken.
is great.
Here,
Because I wanted to play a game on this. Is like, what was he told in between?
Yes. What I think the speculation that I've seen was there's this whole segment of the internet that believes Netanyahu has been murdered in an attack by the Iranians, and that is what was causing. Wait, that's not it. Sorry. That is what he was like told. That's the rumor. But I don't know if that's true. Can you guys see this video now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mike,
Yes.
for context, you didn't see this?
No, I didn't.
So for context, like he's doing an interview and he gets called away and then comes back later and is clearly shaken.
Okay.
I listened to you on the...
The president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem.
Look at the reporter.
See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
You can work that in.
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And I have to tell you, Wolf, that I've a teenager who's considering military service, and I could give this team my highest compliment, from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of War. I would say that I would trust my child's life in their hands.
Nobody asked that, Scott. They asked how the president was and he stammered that shit out.
Yeah.
Trump asked him to say that. You better fucking say that Your own child, you'd be happy to send him to war for this war in Iran. Oh my God.
So, yeah,
Wow.
crazy shit is happening in this world of ours.
So what was he told during that break? He was
We don't
told
know.
that during the last 3 years, a water pipe has leaked water near his house, and he owes $32,978 to his local water authority.
Something tells me that would not set him back being a billionaire at all. Remember, he's the one who, with the farms who, felt for farmers, felt their pain because he owns, corporations that own farms. Yeah, he's a gay dude, by the way, Bessent. Do you know that? He has a
Is
part.
he? No, I didn't know that. I didn't know
I
that.
did not know that either.
He's a very strange one. He comes across very snobby and stuck up. Just his natural face is snobby and stuck up. So seeing him
He has
shaken,
resting
kinda-
dick face.
yeah.
He's
Seeing
like-
him shaking, yeah, exactly, like that. Very good,
Smarmy
Mike.
brick.
Yeah, smarmy. Another one of these like billionaires with the beautiful mansion, but
Of course.
I wanted to share a clip with you guys that I saw. I just wanted to show it. We don't even have to discuss it.
you?
Let's find out.
I don't think you can. Oh, here we go.
St.
Okay.
Paul.
Oh, I know who that guy
Okay.
is. That's that fucking what's his name?
His name's Alex Mingus.
That's not
Unless
who I
he's
thought
in
it was.
your community organizer trading card set. You probably don't. I only heard of
No.
him from this video.
I thought he was one of those January 6th guys, but
Oh.
that's not him.
Yeah. No, this guy, he's from St. Paul. He is a community organizer, I guess, firearms expert, whatever. But he had some active bravery. He saved some people in an active shooter situation, and the police gave him this medal. And I just wanted you to hear his thank you speech, which is like a little under 2 minutes long. All right.
Congratulations. I'd like to give you an opportunity to say a few words.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I feel like I did what anyone would have done with the little bit of training that I have. I'm a certified firearms instructor. I work in this high school in Minneapolis. I'm a dad and a husband and a wonderful community member. That day, 9 of your squad cars raced past us as I was flagging them down. It said in the letter you sent me. And that was a potential of 18 people. 18 people could have stopped to help preserve life. But 18 people chose to go to a potential threat. And I recognized the man had a pistol and we didn't know what he was doing. I do appreciate the recognition, but I won't keep this stuff. This will go to my mom, and this will probably go to my son, because I'm very uncomfortable being here with you guys. I do not rock with the police. But I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to say these things, and I just want folks to know that they don't keep us safe. We keep us safe. Riots work. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Alex.
I can take this with me?
This is
Thank you. Y'all be safe out here.
great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Wow.
Is it Oxford?
Wow. That's not the acceptance speech you expect to hear from a local hero who
Yeah.
stops a gunman.
Although when he took his sweatshirt off, I knew something was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as he started taking
The
it off.
messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was like, that's when that bald police officer was probably, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
Oh, good. It takes
Yeah.
balls to be
So-
critical of those who are there to celebrate you. Good
So-
for him.
13 squad cars drove past
9
him
squad cars.
to get to a shooter? I'm a little confused. Do you know the
So there
details
was
of
a
the story?
shooter, I think it was a gas station where the shooting happened. He pulled off to help at the gas station, and there were people who were shot and they needed help. But all the squad cars went in the direction of wherever the shooter was headed. Um, and I guess he's
pursuit.
contending that maybe you didn't need all 9 squad cars to go after the guy with the gun, and maybe 1 or 2 would have been helpful at this place where an emergency was happening.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like he's right. Amazing.
No, but also the messaging on his shirt, smash white supremacy, and the fact that he says the police don't keep us safe, we keep us safe, is clearly a pretty damning critique of
ICE.
his opinion of what he thinks the police. No, he's not
Not about
criticizing ICE.
ICE.
He's criticizing
That's
the
Minneapolis?
St. Paul police.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think in Minneapolis, the criticism was that ICE was having their way with people, and the police were not defending people from ICE.
That may be true too.
Yeah.
I think
I believe
I
that.
think the feeling that the police don't keep them safe predates ICE showing up,
Yeah.
in the last few months. Probably predates
Yeah.
the death of George Floyd. And I say
Right.
probably as an understatement.
And
I mean,
not
that's
to be a
why
nitpicker.
Trump
Yeah.
was attacking Minneapolis in the first place. Is because of
And not
that.
to be a nitpicker here, but giving the medal to your son is not a form of protest. So when he says like, and this, I'm not going to keep this, I'm going to give this to my son. No. That's what you do is something you're proud of. It's a thing of honor. You value it. You're going to keep it. You're going to
That
give it to your
confused
son.
me because he said he was giving this to his mom and then this to his son. Is he taking
Yeah.
the ribbon off the medal and just giving his son a little ribbon?
Yeah, I
Not
don't
to
know.
be
That part
nitpicky.
confused me too. Like if he was giving
Yeah.
it to his mom, why would he give it to his son?
Yeah.
And I can understand even if he's not proud of it, giving it to his mom because his mom might still be proud,
Right. Yeah. Well,
I don't even want
Yeah,
this new car. I just
know,
won on the
maybe
Price
he's
is
got
Right.
a-
I'm going to sell it and just take the cash.
Maybe he's got like a slow-witted son who likes shiny objects. There's-
no matter what he does with his rewards or awards, Mingus saved lives. He's a hero. So kudos to
Yep.
Yeah.
Mingus, and I'm glad you brought that to our attention. And God, I guess if he riots, he could at least help anyone that gets hurt during the riot as well. So he's the right guy to have at the riot.
Yeah, he's clearly going to focus his aggression on property and not hurt other people. I know that about
Exactly.
Mingus.
Yeah, like that's the guy you want at the riot, not me.
Yep,
What am I gonna
exactly.
You get into it, dude. Mob mentality takes over. It's a lot of fun.
It's part of the zen of letting go in the
I feel
riot.
like we need an AI video of us at a riot, all doing the things that we would do at a riot. So
That's an awesome
I leave
idea.
that to the gods of editing. But yeah,
Right.
I think we've said it all. Unless
Said it
there's
all,
other
but
things to
one
say.
more thing I have.
Yeah.
Is that I've spent the last 2 hours trying to figure out what the joke punchline is on Mike's t-shirt. I see sushi hanging from hangers.
Oh, it's going to be disappointing.
Okay.
It's just a pictorial. So you got
Rice.
this little wad of rice looking at different options for
Oh, for
what it's going
clothing.
to wear.
Oh, I like
a
that.
wardrobe.
I got it. No, I like
That's
it.
like
That's good.
Far side.
Sushi getting. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
farsighty.
I'm sitting there going like, sushi dry cleaning, sushi on the rack, sushi what? Hanger
By the way-
sushi. Like, is that a thing?
By the way, the Far Side guy, Gary Larson,
Yes.
he's still alive.
Yeah.
Like,
Eh.
what's he doing?
I think he still does the
Um,
occasional Far Side cartoon that he throws up on his website now and again.
Is that true?
I think so. He mostly just enjoys, like probably much like Bill Watterson, like enjoys that he led a successful, influential career and went out on top and didn't outstay his welcome.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't go the way of the Dilbert guy, thankfully.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like,
he's been staying low key, but like Dave said, puts out the occasional magazine illustration.
I didn't know
or
that.
You know what I
promotional
learned
work.
imagine.
recently?
What?
Do you
What's
know there was that old Far Side cartoon where it's like a caveman talking about like one of the spikes, and he's like, in this one we call the thagomizer, named after the late Thag Stevens. This is just one of his silly little jokes that current paleontologists now refer to that as the thagomizer. in honor of him. It's like a serious, like that's the official name now.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Gary
funny.
Larson had a huge impact on the world.
Yeah.
A huge
Oh,
impact
yeah.
on the world. There wasn't a desk without a Far Side calendar on it.
Right.
For a good
Right.
10 years. And amazing that like probably young generations have no idea who he is. The footprint is sort of closed up mostly. That's
Yeah.
why I asked, like, where is he? You know, it's time if ever
He
somebody to come
was
back.
a rare talent who embraced absurdism and irony in a way that was very unique and special, kind of like Monty Python.
Yeah,
or...
he was almost like the Stephen Wright of comic strips, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was just a
Yeah.
very quick one panel thing, and the joke was often what wasn't said. You had to figure it out.
Yeah.
They were so
Yeah.
much fun to read. That is for sure.
Totally.
Well, I just looked it up. He spends his days concerned about the environment, playing jazz guitar, and making the occasional Far Side cartoon on his digital tablet.
I'm gonna now have to go back because I don't think I've tracked his more recent work since probably the '90s, and there's
Yeah.
probably
Nor have I.
a whole wealth of Far Side I could catch up on now, which is a delight because I did
Yeah.
love him. I loved his work.
All right.
I have to look at these things like Mad Magazine and Far Side as like antiquities now at our age, and that is what inspires me in my craft as an AI funnies guy. I'm always thinking about those guys that kind of paved the way ahead of us, and kind of like what would Gary Larson do kind of bracelet on my arm, just to make sure that the comedy is at its top of its game and whatnot, and it's saying something
Yeah.
important. So
It's easy to look back on it now because you're standing on the shoulders of giants, but what they did was so innovative, and all they had was the print medium, and yet they were able to innovate and come out with a really fresh way of looking at the world that like you said, Jer, kind of touched all of us.
I could just get my funnies down to just a single 8-second AI clip instead of like these 2 to 4 minute videos. I could save so much time, be more irreverent with less, and maybe it's aspirational.
Little Donnie goes walking up the street. Little Donnie goes walking up the street.
I pooped.
You are watching Generation Exile.
Really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?